So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now this is going to be the Q&A response that I had promised you guys. Now 2 days ago I posted on the community tab of the channel, ask me anything you want Q&A, and I said it's been over 1 year since I've done a last Q&A on this channel, and I think it would be fun to do one again. So with this being said, comment down below anything you would like to know about me, or even any random questions. Now let's just say the turnout wasn't as great as I expected. I was trying to use the community tab as like a way to make a nice simple post where you guys can ask questions without dropping like an abrupt video like I do for like the comment songs, where I ask you to intentionally comment things under the video that I can use for a future video. But either way, I will answer the questions that I did get, and since there isn't as many as I thought there would be, I'm gonna try to go a little more in depth with them than I probably would have if this somehow got flooded with a whole bunch of questions, which it didn't. So I could try to go, like I said, a little more in depth and kind of do my best to give the full description without making it like a generic answer. Okay, either way, you guys get the gist. Where was I gonna start? Okay, so out of the 5 that were posted on the community tab, okay, I've already read this one, but there's no way to answer it, to be honest, but we'll just get it out of the way to start with. Are you autistic? No, not that I am aware of, but that's a potential. Okay, the second one is, why aren't you playing any big games right now, like Black Ops 4 or Red Dead Redemption or Fallout 76? It will help you with views. I was gonna say something totally different, but yes, okay, practical, I do totally understand that these are kind of the hot, bigger, there's a technology term, AAA games, that's the freaking word that I was looking for, that are out now. Now there's a couple factors on why I'm not playing them. Number one is my budget. I don't have all the money in the world to be affording every AAA game that comes out to play on the channel, whether I would like to or not. Plus, to be honest, some of them aren't just as captivating or interesting to me that I would actually want to go out and spend the money if I did happen to have it on these types of things. Now, for example, Black Ops 4 was a potential that I kind of had on the list just because of the whole Blackout and the Battle Royale addition to that side of the game. I do think that's very interesting, and I do think that would be fun to play on the channel and kind of make it a little sub-series like I did when PUBG was a little bit more prominent and a little bit more relevant than it is now. So that is still a potential, but it's going to be one of those things where if I have the money and if I have... yeah, just the money, basically, because I will have the time if I do happen to get BO4. Now, when it comes to Red Dead Redemption, to be honest, I never even played the first Red Dead Redemption, so let alone, I don't think I'm just gonna skip one and jump to the second one, even though there's kind of like a massive hype that's built around it and things like that. And Fallout 76, the last one that you asked me about, I do plan on picking that one up. I think it's coming out in a week and a half or so by the time that you guys see this video going up on the channel, and me and a couple other buddies do plan on picking that up and trying to make a series out of that. So I guess you will see that one. I just didn't pre-order it, so there's no beta footage or anything like that that's available for you guys, but when it comes out, as long as I have the funds, you guys should be able to see some 76 gameplay on the channel as well. The next question that I got is, where did you get that again? And I know what he's referencing here. So basically he asked this on the community tab, and it's gonna come down to the picture that I posted along with it. And this is actually from high school, believe it or not. This is me and my buddy Jake with the McDonald's lobby sign that we ended up stealing. And yes, your boy used to work at McDonald's. That was my first job, so that's kind of something else that we can kind of tie into this Q&A. So my first job was actually McDonald's. It was not fun. Don't ever work at McDonald's. Don't ever do it. But this was at the time, if you guys can kind of look at the picture, they used to have a really old lobby sign that was actually manual pictures, and we had to crank it to switch over from breakfast to lunch and things like that. And this was kind of in the process and the time period where they were switching over from that big hunky piece of crap over to the new flat screen futuristic kind of lobby signs and drive-through menus that you see nowadays at your average McDonald's. So it was kind of in that transition period, and they decided that they weren't gonna obviously need this one. So with me working there and having the knowledge of, wow, we can take this if we want to, that's exactly what we did. So after track and field, we decided to scoot on over down to the good old McDonald's, where we picked up the lobby sign, and then we brought it over to our high school and we ditched it there, and it got a lot of attraction, and it was kind of a humorous thing, to be honest. And the vice principal ended up tracking me down. Out of all the people that worked in the high school at McDonald's, he knew it probably would have been me, since I wasn't the best apple in school, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's how you put it, but he decided not to give me any punishments once he found out that I did it, but instead he decided to call all of my managers in McDonald's and have it be more of a punishment, to say the least, at work, whether they wanted to give me one or not. And then I had to go in with all the like big dog CEOs and all the managers and things like that in McDonald's, and I had to sit down and have a nice little talk about how I happened to get the lobby sign and what we did with it and everything else like that. And basically, it came down to them firing me. They told me that I was no longer going to work for McDonald's, which honestly at the time I didn't even care, because let's be real here, it's McDonald's. But at the same time, it was like, whatever. I knew that was kind of a risk when me and my buddy went to go take the sign. But then this is where things get funny. They decided to turn it around on me and be like, yo, you're actually a good worker, so even though we fired you, we're not gonna fire you. And I was just like, what? Like, they kind of decided to use it more as a scare tactic, to be like, oh, what you did was bad, we're gonna kind of give you a little slap on the hand here, but don't do it again. Because at least where I worked at McDonald's, not many people would stay. A lot of people would get hired. They would only be there for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then they would just dip, which is what I should have done. But instead, I decided to waste 2 years of my life there. So either way, long story short, we got the sign, we shoved it into his car, we drove down to the high school where we ditched it. I didn't get in trouble at work, somehow kept my job, and I can live to tell the story. So either way, that's the little quick summary of that sign and that picture, and that's literally the only memory that we have of it now, which is, it's kind of funny to talk about. Next question is by Libby. She says, what are some of your favorite shows and why? So when it comes to this question, I'm gonna originally kind of stem back down to my childhood. Now, two major shows that stick out for me that I really enjoyed growing up watching would be Ed, Edd and Eddy, and also Courage the Cowardly Dog. If any of you guys remember that, it was kind of a late 90s, early 2000s show on Cartoon Network. I don't think it's even aired anymore, let alone I don't think it's on Netflix or things like that. I mean, that's just my assumption. It may be. I haven't checked in a long time, but those were my two favorite shows growing up. Now, if we're gonna do like current time period, I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. I spend a lot of time on Netflix. Choking on my own spit. Spend a lot of time choking on my own spit. Spend a lot of time on Netflix. And I would guess the most current kind of shows that I have an interest in, or that I got done watching that I had an extreme interest in, would be The Office. I know that's kind of like cheesy and that's like a big one for everybody, but to be honest, it was never a show that I originally liked. It just kind of naturally grew on me the more and more that I watched it. And now it's like, I'm not even done with the series. It's just something that I like to put on like casually as I'm doing other things. I don't know. It's just a good background show. Stranger Things, when that came out, I was literally obsessed with that show. I binged. How the hell am I not saying that right? You get the point though. I watched that consistently day after day until it finished up both series, and I'm actually pretty excited for the new season that's supposed to be dropping early 2019, which is going to be coming up here very, very soon. I'm just hoping they don't screw it up, because let's be real here, season 2 was a little funky, where they started integrating all the other kids and teenagers with all these powers. Like, I understand 11 is she's named 11, and she has that little tattoo on her arm as 11 because there's supposed to be more of her kind. But I don't know, I just really like the retro aspect of it, how it was featured kind of in the 80s time period and all the supernatural stuff that's been going on around it. And then the other show that I currently watch that I do enjoy, or just got finished watching, either way, was The Haunting of Hill House. Yes, that's how you say it. Okay, I am like losing track in my own brain, but that show was pretty good. I had so many people telling me to watch it, and then I was like, alright, I'm gonna finally sit down and watch this bad boy, and I'm glad I did. I don't want to spoil it because it is a newer show on Netflix, so there may be a handful of you guys that haven't seen it, but I did find a good enjoyment in that one. So I covered all of the posts on the community tab. Now, there was 2 other ones that were on the Facebook page that I also posted some questions on, both by Chris. Thank you, Chris. The first one is how large is your penis? Seriously, Tay, measure that shit. I want the girth too. Well, the second one is, would you have sex with a tranny if he or she paid you $10.37, but you no have to do any gay shit, like she just suck your dick? Well, okay, I got a couple dilemmas and a couple questions here. Number one, where did you come up with the $10.37? Like, why is that such a specific number? It wasn't like, would you do it for $1 million or something like that. It's literally just 10.37 on the dot. Now, the other thing that I pointed out here is like, you wouldn't have to do any gay shit, quote unquote. But then he follows that up with, like, he just suck your dick. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure when a guy sucks another guy's dick, I would classify that as some gay shit. But that's just me. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to be like, no homo, or like it's not gay unless the balls touch, you know? But either way, long story short for this one, the answer would be no. I don't care if they're a tranny or not. I think that would be the biggest oof in history, is if you were a girl and you found a guy, or if you were a guy and found a girl, vice versa kind of thing, and you were like super interested in them, and then all of a sudden you just found out they were a trans. I don't know. I'm not trying to be that guy, but that would like... that'd be a little fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I would take that. I don't know how I would react. But long story short, no, I would not. Not even if I was like 90 freaking years old and still a virgin, and that was my only opportunity to like get it in before I die. No. No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Alright, with that being said, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I know this was going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, and like I said at the beginning, there wasn't as many questions as I thought there was going to be, but either way, with the questions that were presented and were asked to me, I hope you did kind of find some interest in these questions and responses that I decided to hand out and tell you for the most part. I mean, there was a couple questions that you're not going to get an answer for. You'll just... No, I was gonna say you're gonna have to find out for yourself, but that just sounds so weird. But either way, that is it. I know I haven't done one of these in about a year, and the last time I actually did it, I live streamed it, and we went on for like 2 hours, and there was so many questions asked, which was super fun, and I thought about live streaming this episode, but I'm not going to. As you guys can tell, I'm just gonna kind of record it, edit it, and present all my answers to you. But either way, thank you guys for tuning in. I know I kind of took a couple days off from the regular uploads, but we will be back to normal, so I want you guys to tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the next episode. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next one.